What's up? Good evening, everybody. It's what is it? Sunday? Yeah, Sunday. Woo! Man, I had to think about it for a second. I'm telling you, this quarantine, I'm having to think about everything right now. Like, what day is it? You know, what week is it? What month is it? But in all seriousness, I wanted to hop on here for a few minutes and talk about pivoting and pivoting in business, pivoting in general. Like, what is a pivot? You know, so I'll let a few people get on here real quick. Right now, I'm in northwest Louisiana. I'm just now getting back from Mississippi. I was on far east Mississippi, chasing some tornadoes out there. I should have stayed put right there in Jackson, Mississippi, and went south into Macomb, Mississippi. I would have been on a huge tornado right now that's tearing it up right over there east of Macomb, Mississippi right now. But I'm not. I decided to head back west. Check this out. It's the sky that I'm looking at. I'm heading up to Oklahoma right now. I came down from Oklahoma last night, went to my house, stayed the night, got up this morning, did some storm chasing. Now I'm headed back up to Oklahoma, and I'm picking Bonnie and the boys up. We're headed back down south tomorrow because Governor Abbott said that we're supposed to be opening up business again this week, and so that's good for us. We've been working remotely from the house, and our staff has been working remotely. We had to pivot, and so I looked up the definition of pivot. First of all, I'll go back to when I was playing sports in high school, middle school, college. Sports, they were big on pivoting. Your pivot foot. Work your pivot foot. Work your pivot foot. You know, and we would do drills specifically for pivoting. And now when I look up the definition of pivot or pivoting, pivot is a role that's specific, an important role in something. So a pivot is an important role. Now, if you look up the definition of pivoting, it is like the act of turning from one side to the other. And so in the Marine Corps as well, our drill instructors were huge about working the pivot foot. Pivot, about being able to step and turn a completely different direction. And so whether it was sports or the Marine Corps, both of those together, those worlds were big on pivoting on your feet, being able to be going one direction and then change and go the opposite direction or a different direction. And the same works in your business, folks. You got to be able and willing to pivot to be successful. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, an example from a couple weeks ago, we were sending products in every single day for the last 4+ years, almost 5 years into Amazon FBA every single day. Never was not able to send products into Amazon FBA until coronavirus quarantine happens, and then Amazon says, boom, all non-essential items across the board are not able to be sent to Amazon. So at that point, I'm either a dead duck sitting in the water ready to be shot, or I can pivot and turn and then start running a different direction of which I know will work. And so that's exactly what we did. I've never been one to sit around and wait for something to happen to me. I've always been one to go out and take the fight to somebody else, take the fight to the enemy. As we learned in the Marine Corps, was the same thing I do in business. Like, I'm going to attack on the forefront. I'm going to take the fight to the enemy, and I'm not going to let it happen, something happen to me. I'm going to make something happen to something else. So when you find bad news, such as what we heard a couple of weeks ago, it is your duty and responsibility to immediately pivot and turn and find out which direction can you turn to start making work. Fortunately for us, we did. And we started going merchant fulfilled on Amazon, and boy, did it change things. And our sales tremendously picked up. I'm not sure if it's Amazon FBA stock running low. I'm not sure if it's people understand that Amazon FBA is behind and merchant fulfilled sellers, FBM sellers can send out products immediately. I'm not sure what it is, but I know my sales have gone up, and so I'm not going to stop doing merchant fulfilled. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Well, FBA broke. Okay, it broke because we weren't allowed to send products in, so we had to do something to fix it and compromise on that end. What was it? It was merchant fulfilled. And so that was that pivot of what we did. So I would highly recommend that you do the same thing. Find ways in your business that you can pivot right now and turn in different directions. It's like off of what's that Reno 911, where he's like, new boot goofing, and he like turns in his boots. That's a pivot right there, folks. Okay, so think about new boot goofing. Think about pivoting and turning and walking in a different direction right there, and I guarantee you're going to be just fine. All right, I'm headed up to Oklahoma right now. We're going to be 100% back in business here in a couple of days, what Governor Abbott said. And we should be shipped. Hopefully, Amazon opens it up for us to be sending products back to Amazon FBA. If they do, we're back full steam ahead. If not, we're still doing ship to you. We're still doing Amazon brand approvals, and we're still doing training, and I'll still be doing training on here as well. So if you have questions, let me know. Now's the time to push forward, not slow down. All right, those of you that keep pushing forward, you're going to be successful and you're going to win. All right, y'all have a great night.